Kiara, can I brag on my older son for just 2 minutes?
Please do.
I got to do this, all right? I have to do this. So I don't, we all brag on our kids and all that, but my older son, Jack Fredericks, is just a unique young man. Now, he's basically put himself through college because when he went to Ole Miss, and that's when my business went down and we got caught in the recession, and we lost all our money and our home got foreclosed and we were homeless and all that. So he was in college, so he had to just fund himself. And then he got a 4.0 average at Ole Miss. 4.0. He can't beat that. He got all A's, all A's his whole time there, and he got an academic scholarship to the University of Nevada in Reno for English literature. And he did that. He got his master's there, and he became a college professor at the University of Reno. At the University of Nevada, Reno. And I'd go to visit him, and like I'd check into the hotel, and they'd see my name, and they'd say, "Are you Professor Fredericks' dad?" Like everybody knew him because he taught English Lit 101, which you had to take.
Right.
So you had to take that class, right? So everybody knew him. Very popular teacher there, and single and college professor, and I mean, had a career going, and he also managed a bar part-time. I mean, he was doing fine. Anyway, he's unfulfilled and doesn't like a lot of spoiled kids and things like that. And so he decides, he says, I'm going to go back to the South. Plus, he said he didn't like Western women, so had a couple of relationships, gone south. So you know how that goes, right? So he goes back to Ole Miss. And so he applies. Now, he's a college professor. And so he applies for a high school teaching program in Mississippi where you go and you get certified. Now, he's a college professor, right? Mm-hmm. And where you get certified and they put you in the most underprivileged schools in Mississippi.
Oh, wow.
Now, who would choose that?
Right.
He's 29 years old. Right, so he was an Ole Miss grad, so he submits his application, and they're like, "Wow, we can't believe we got this guy." So anyway, it's through the University of Mississippi, and he starts there in May. Anyway, he is trained over the summer, and then he goes into the fall school year teaching high school.
Cool.
So here's where they place him. So they call him up, and because Ole Miss manages it, so they call him up and they say, "Okay, you're the strongest applicant we have in 2019 by far, and we're placing you in Clarksdale High School." So let me tell you what Clarksdale High School is. 100% of the students in Clarksdale High School are under the poverty line.
Oh, gosh.
100%. That means everybody.
Everyone. Wow.
Get this. 100% of the students in Clarksdale High School are minority.
Oh.
100% of the minority is African American. So you're in a high school, there are no Hispanics and no whites. It's all African American. Number 3, the reading proficiency in the high school is 12%.
Oh, my goodness.
The math proficiency is 9%.
In high school?
This isn't Clarksdale High School.
Oh, my goodness.
This is where my son is going to make a difference in the world, right? He's a unique young man. I mean, who would do this?
Yeah,
I mean, he's
honestly.
a college professor. It's not like, he's actually taking a cut in pay, right? Because he's going to high school.
Yeah.
And then they say to him, by the way, the other reason we picked you here is because you played high school basketball and you were an assistant coach, and
they're looking for a coach?
They want you to coach. They want you to coach their high school basketball JV team, and the varsity coach is going to retire next year. So you do 1 year of JV. You have to be there 2 years. That's what the program is. And then you can apply for the head basketball coach. You'll probably get that. And then, your 2 years are up. It's like being in the Army.
Yeah.
2 years are up, and then you can decide, then you can go teach anywhere. But they pay for this program, but you have to teach at an underprivileged school for 2 years. So they put him in the toughest high school in Mississippi, and then they got to find him housing. So the guy's like, well, okay, it's not the best area, but I know the mayor, and I'll get you, I'll get you the right place. And he's got a dog, Hazel. He's got to bring the dog. So
God bless him.
What a unique young man. And I told him last night, and he said, he's like, I'm taking a cut and pay, but I just want to say, I want to make a difference.
Yeah.
I want to make a difference. And I'm like, look, this is life, right? This is what life is. I mean, this is your life. You are doing your life and doing something that you'll never forget that will impact you and allow you to impact others. And I said, at the end of the day, yeah, it's good to make money. We all need it. Got to pay your bills. And if you have cash, you got options. Yeah, been there, done that. But, I have the philosophy is you follow your dream, you do what you want. You do what makes you happy.
Yeah.
Because money comes and goes, and then you die, and you have it or you don't. Who cares? So that's just my philosophy. So anyway, that's what he's doing. It's my oldest son, Jack, going to Clarksdale,
How commendable.
Mississippi. It really
That's
is
very commendable. And that says a lot about how he was brought up. So
Well, thank you.
kudos to you. I
Thank
love
you.
that. That's not going to be easy, though.
It's not going to
I
be
hope
easy.
he's ready to roll up his sleeves.
That's what I
and-
said, man. I'm like, you
Man.
got, and they said, this is they said it was a very rough and tumble environment.
I can imagine for sure.
Rough and tumble. But he'll make an impact. I mean, he's teaching
Yes.
English where the high school is, they nationally 12% reading
Oh my gosh.
proficiency. So they, half those kids in there, I mean, they have no shot. And I said to him, what you need to do is keep a journal
Yeah, for sure.
because this is a book.
Yeah,
This is
I
a
was
book.
about to say
This
that.
is, and he's a writer. I'm like, God has put you here.
Yes.
God
for
has put
sure.
you here to write a book.
Yes.
So that the whole world can see what is going on in Clarksdale, Mississippi High
Absolutely.
School, where they can't read and they can't write and they can't do math, and it's 100% African American and 100% below the poverty line. That means there's not a single student in there that is over the poverty line. Think about that. In an entire high school, not one student over the poverty line. And then they told them there's not a lot of resources.
Yeah, I would imagine not.
Yeah, so they give them $500 to buy stuff, paper. Yeah, there's no resources. I mean, this is when you talk about the elites and then other. I mean, if you're going to high school in Clarksdale, Mississippi, what chance do you have?
And this is America. We're inside the richest
What chance
country.
do you have? So that's where my son is going.
Well, good for him.
And having